mat, and we're just gonna wake everything up. Work it out, wake it up, move it, do some, and sorry, there's still Christmas here. I haven't had any time to take this stuff down yet. Maybe by next week. All right, let's get rolling. Okie dokie. All right, let's take a nice big inhale and exhale. Just focus on some breath for a moment. So hand on your heart, hand on your belly, just fill up with air in through the nose, out to the mouth. A couple more, all the way in, all the way out. Again, 3's a charm. Nice, now keep that going as you roll the shoulders. Just keep taking deep breaths and releasing. Onto a backstroke, and you can bend and straighten the knees if you'd like to add a little leg and arm. Let's take palms up and add our press back swing. Squeeze some shoulder blades, open the front of the shoulder. Oh, and by the way, David might blast through here. He's on his way home, and it's been raining here all day, so he might make an entrance during class. And then stay back there, palms up. Let's come up and pat the same shoulder, same arm, and come back down. And pat and back. Pat the back and bring the elbows down. Pat the back and bring them down. So this will help drop those shoulder blades if they rose up to your ears in 2 weeks. Good, now stay in this position. I'm just going to come down here so you can see, just go on to drill team arms or cheerleader arms, whichever. Just straighten the elbows out on that high diagonal. Belly button in here for a little support. Keep that breath moving in through the nose, out through the mouth. Easy in the neck. Good, and then bring them down. All right, let's come onto the pelvis, soften the knees, onto the figure 8. Keep breathing, keep letting anything go. Now let that work up your spine into your little Pilates spine dance of your own creation. Move any way you feel good. Get your arms and head involved. Keep shifting weight. Good. And then bring that back to center. Let's aim the toes out on the diagonal and come right down in a deep squat, outward rotation, and right back up. Inhale, exhale. More. Then come to half and take your lunges. While you're doing that, we're just going to add a little flowy arm right through the middle. And you can add a little range in the mid-spine. Feels like a little Tai Chi. And then slowly bring those arms up until you're moving them slowly overhead. And keeping your balance, a little belly button in right here. Easy does it. Let them come back down. And let's also just round the spine just a little bit and sweep right around the legs. And then back up. Come to center. Toes straight ahead. Let's add our bend and straighten here. Toes and knees ahead. Pushing out. Take a little hinge of the back forward here at the hips. Stay grounded in the heels and the outer feet. Good. Now stay in a half bend and take the lunge again. You can tilt the spine forward a little. Toes and knees ahead. Let's add our windmill arm. So reaching toward the opposite toes. Keep the breath moving. We start doing movement. We might start holding the breath, but keep letting it go. Remember, we're always moving energy as we move our body, so letting it go through the breath is good. And coming back to center. All right, let's come into our Pilates position, little V, and come back upright. Let's level out that pelvis. Let's stack really tall, and just come back to a little bend and straightening, a little swing the arms forward. Now you want to stay super tall and keep your tail under your head. Breathing. Easy in the neck still. Good. Now, from here, we're going to raise and lower the heels. So, a little core pulled in will help you on the balance. Up and up and up. And we're going to lift the arms slowly. And when you feel strong and ready, go ahead and try to stay up there on the next one and find a little balance. And then lower and bend. All right, back to parallel. Let's lift one heel, keep your waist level, and just bend and straighten on a single leg. This one's just keeping holding your balance for you. Just double check that those knees are going straight over the second toe. And then switch it out, lift the other heel, and bend and straighten. Good. Quick check. Align the heel and align the knee. Good. Now, before we go on, we're going to condition the shin. So I'm just going to have you alternate lifting the foot into a flex while you're standing on it. So flexing up, 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 alternating. Important to condition the shins for proper gait, striking the floor as you walk, ground. Good. All right, so now we're going to bend both, straighten, and then zip up a little cord to lift both heels again, lower. So bend, straighten, rise, and lower. Yep, keep that pelvis on center, because if it's not, it's going to throw you toward the side it's tilted. Now we're going to stay up and roll through one, up, roll through the other, up. Focus on the up. Right, keep breathing. Especially when we go to balance, something wants to just suck up all the air in the room. And that's exactly when you want to exhale. All right, stay to one foot again, lay the top of the foot down, give a nice little stretch, top of the foot into the shin. And exhale. Other side. Top of the foot down. Take a breath and let it go. Nice. All right, let's come back to the front and tap opposite knee. Lift that knee as high as you can without collapsing your spine. Core is strong, so it should be able to get up there pretty good. All right, now we're going to go on to flick kicks. Now, keep the thigh as high as you can as you add the lower leg flick. Keep breathing. Warming it up now. Good. All right, let's come back to the diagonals. Now we can stay a little bit lower because some hips are not going to like the diagonal. That's all right. We can still do a little flex on the diagonal. Good. All right, now what we're going to do is just touch to the back. Touch to the back. See if you can get a straight leg back there, but you're just going to touch the floor behind you, alternating. Warm up the back of the hip. Good. All right. Come back to center. Just come back to a parallel, or wide parallel. All right, I'm going to do a little, it's going to feel like a little modern dance. We've done something like this before. But we're going to involve the neck and the upper spine, about to mid-spine, and a nice little movement stretch. So remember that you want to stack really tall with the neck. You don't want to feel compressed and then go into a stretch. You want to lengthen up through the back of the neck. Feel super tall. As you do, inhale. As you exhale, you're going to tilt the head one way. You're going to keep letting that neck melt, and you're going to continue that little side through about mid-thigh. Then you're going to slowly stack the shoulders, gently stack the head. Now go slow. Other side. Ease the head over. Continue to let it melt through the mid-spine a little more. Slowly stack the shoulders, then stack the head. Inhale. Let's incorporate the breath. Exhale as you tilt and melt. We'll take it a little quicker now. Slowly stack. Inhale. Keep lengthening the back of the neck, coming back to center. And other side. And center. Let's try it again. Lengthen up. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly, you can see that we're going sequential. Tilt, sequential into the side bend, sequential stacking, and recenter where you need to. I have to keep dropping my chin back down. Try one more each. Inhale. Go. Now we're going to do something similar to the front, chin to chest. Just going to go a little bit, not all the way, about the same spot, and then slowly restack. And now we're going to lift the chest. Don't let the head go, but just lift the chest and open the shoulders. So we're going to go from center to flexion, chin to chest, just halfway. Back to center, sequentially stacking. And now we're going to lift and extend the spine from about the bra strap, opening the front and center. Here we go again. Inhale now. Exhale. Bring them forward halfway to center. Inhale. Exhale. Open. Little extension. One more each. We can do it. Now, we're going to go all the way down this time, so now open the feet a little wider. We're going to sequentially peel all the way to the floor now. Hang upside down. Give it a little nod, yes. And a little gentle nod, no. And there's David. And then walk over to one leg and hang out. Walk over to the other leg and hang out. Back to center. And you soften the knees a little as you walk your hands up your thighs and slowly stack. There we go. And shake all that out. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. All right, I will meet you on the mat, my ladies. Woo! So good. All right. Let's go ahead to straddle stretch. And when you're ready, just roll those legs gently in and out, loosening the hips. Letting go of any tension in the legs. And you can always keep coming back to this. If you feel the legs start to hold tension, just wiggle it back out. Take a rotation and walk down one leg. Big inhale and exhale. Let the head now fall forward so you can enjoy some upper back stretch too. Then sequentially up through the center, rotate and walk down the other side. Take a breath. Let the head fall forward, releasing any neck tension. Sequentially up. Then we're going to do that again. This time slide the opposite hand toward the foot. Reach as far as you can and get quite the stretch down the other side of the waist into the pelvis. Keep the other knee and foot upright. Try not to let it roll in over there. Ease that up to center and slide the opposite hand down the other leg. Reach, really reach. Keep breathing. Keep the other leg upright. And to center, now down center. Wherever you go is perfect. And if you feel any tension, wiggle it out. And bring that back in. We'll slide the legs in, give a shake. All right, let's bend and jump across one leg, stack tall, add that rotation and give a hug or a push-pull in that knee toward the opposite shoulder. Keep both cheeks down. Keep letting go of any tension on the front of this hip too. If it wants to grab, release it. Let your arms do all this work here, holding the leg. Other side, up and across, stack tall and breathe. Rotate, push, pull, or hug. And down. And then up and side bending all the way over. Inhale, up and over. And then up to rotate. Look behind you. Up and over to rotate. Look behind. Let's do rotation again. That's one of the areas that just gets really tight when we don't do our regular stretch. So add rotation again. Inhale, stack tall, and rotate. Good. Hands now back behind you as you do the same extension lift, opening the chest, now supported with the hands. And then to center, reach slowly toward the toes. Just hang, let your head fall forward again, releasing the neck. Big inhale, exhale. Reach for those toes. Lift the head and flex the feet back. And give a little circle those ankles one way and reverse. Awesome. All right, everybody, let's come on down to the mat. You're gonna center up on your mat, pelvis, shoulders, head. Just make sure you're in alignment after 2 weeks. Let's go ahead and lift the arms for a moment. Ground those shoulder blades into the mat. Take an arm circle. Just to make sure we remember what all this feels like. Stay grounded in the upper backs. Reverse the circle. And then bring the arms down, palms up. Lengthen the back of the neck by just drawing the chin down just slightly. All right, let's take the feet to the edge of the mat. And open out the thighs just a little bit. So you kind of slight outward rotation in your wide position. Let's go on to rounded bridge. So you're going to take your 6 o'clock. Might be a little tight. What we're going to ease on up, peel up one vertebrae at a time. Even if you don't get very high, come on down sequentially and release it and try it again. Take a breath. Exhale, 6 o'clock. Lengthen that low back as you peel it up. Take a breath and peel it back down. So we're back to sequential. 6 o'clock. Hold that contraction as you peel it up. And you can tell as you get more and more range back into your low back, you'll be able to go up a little higher. Release it out in between. Tuck it into the 6. Hold it as you go up. Take a breath. Long exhale on the way down. Now as you got the hang of it again, take your exhale on the way up. Take another breath. Inhale, exhale. Release the jaw. Tension in the neck, tension on the way down. You can always roll that head side to side if you're having any extra neck stuff. Just keep letting it go. And go again. Just like we want to roll the legs if they're wanting to hold tension in the straddle. You can always roll the head if the neck wants to create more tension when it's not needed. Try a couple more. Good. And then back to center. We're going to bring the feet back into parallel. We're going to bring each knee into the chest for a moment. Give a little hug. And from that position, just let go of the hands again, palms up. And take a little cinching exhale so that you can pull that navel into spine. Hold those P muscles, cinch your waist. Let's go on to toe touches. Just wanted to lengthen that lumbar before we get started. And your rounded bridge is a great way to do that. So now you want to activate that deep core again without letting the neck tense up. So while the legs are moving, why don't you try to roll the head side to side? That's a great way to tell the body where to fire and where not to. Then bring the knees in, pause, flex the heels. Take a breath, cinch in those low abs, and do it again. Heel touches now, straight down underneath you. And if the neck wants to tense up, take a little head roll gently side to side, while you activate a little deeper in your abdominals and let go of the shoulder tension. Good. Grab the knees again, give another little hug, and take a little side rock. While you're hugging, knees in, you're just going to side rock. Also another good lumbar lengthener here. Good. Now, hold on to the knees with your hands and let's femur arc or thigh circle all the way in. Separate them from each other. Arms length out and back down. So remember, you want to go full range here. Don't speed it up and don't cheat. Slow it down and get your full stretch. And then reverse. Keep exhaling. You're moving energy out of those hips, so let it go. Nice. Now, let's just keep the knees glued in here for a moment, pressing in toward one another, and release the hands again. I'm just going to have you activate your rotation core now, your obliques, as you rock to one cheek. Don't go too far, but press those thighs into one another as if we were holding on to the ball. Inhale through the middle, exhale to rotate. And if you feel tight, just monitor your range. Don't go too far, just enough to feel those obliques kick in. Keeping the kneecaps side by side, which means that your femurs are not sliding down one another, but they're actually staying glued side by side, which is what we want for the pelvis. Now, we're going to take and rock onto one cheek and add that little curl with our knees. Down and around, rock and curl. Down, around, and curl. Down, around, rock, and curl. Nice. Then back to center. We're going to bend and straighten those knees. Flex and point the feet. Good. Then stay up there for a minute. Flex those feet and do a little cross-country ski movement. Nice. All right, we'll bring those back to the floor, feet back to down, arms overhead, half upper body curl now. Keep your pelvis on center. Exhale, curl and reach past the shins. Inhale back. Exhale to go again. Good. Let's go on to the obliques. Tilt rotating toward one side on a low angle and all alternate. Good. Bring all that back and roll the head side to side. All right, let's take our, we're going to bend one knee into the chest, and we're going to give a little hamstring stretch here. So, with both hands, ease that thigh towards your chest as much as you can. Keep the pelvis grounded, your sacrum's grounded, but what you're trying to do is guide that femur in, so the back of the leg right there, beginning of your hamstrings, will start to lighten up and loosen. From there, you're going to straighten the knees. As we straighten the knee, hold on to it. Let's do a circle the ankle one way and reverse. Let's add a flex and point. Everything to loosen up that calf that might be tight. As you feel it pull from behind the knee there. Then bend the knee in again. Give it a little joggle. What you want is to release the tension in the hip joint. So wiggle it around gently just to help it release. Bring that thigh all the way in. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen it up again. Add a flex and point again. Keep letting the calf release. Hold the flex for a moment. You can really feel that neurotension back there. And then release it in one more time. Okay, wiggle gently. Let the hip socket calm down. Bring it in. Now, you're going to hold that thigh into your chest and slowly straighten that knee and see if you can keep it towards your chest. And then guide the hands up and hold that hamstring stretch. Pelvis should still be in the mat. Back of the knee as straight as you can get it. Hold it, breathe. You got to be one with it. I know it's not our favorite, but we got to do it. We can do it. Now, you're going to let go of the leg, and you're going to point that foot. You're going to control the leg out and slowly down, and then you're just going to glide it right back underneath you. And we're going to do the other side. All right, so got both hands. Easy does. You want to let that hip socket loosen up. Bring that thigh into that chest. Sacrum down. Inhale. As you exhale, lengthen up the leg. Let it pull wherever it wants to. As it's tight, you can tell the difference. Circle the ankle. Reverse. Flex and point. Everything to just loosen that calf up because it's connected back there too. All right, bend the knee into the chest again. Wiggle gently, loosen up that socket, bring that thigh as close to the chest as you can. Lengthen the leg back up. Hold it there, add another flex and point. Breathing, don't forget that part. Now hold a flex for a moment and woo, breathe, hold it. All right, loosen it in. All right, bring that thigh in. Third time's the charm. Move it around. Let that hip release. Now, here's where you're going to keep that knee as close to the chest as you can while you straighten that knee. Keep it there. You can do it. Now, glide the hands up wherever you can and just hold that leg steady. Breathe. Sacrum down. Knee as straight as you can get it. Be one with it. And then let go of the leg, point the foot, lengthen the knee, slowly guide it out, and right back underneath you. Good work, everybody. All right, let's take those feet off the mat, nice and wide, arms out, and double knee fold to the same side and a nice separated floor. And then you're gonna relax the legs into the ground, heavy, heavy. Up and over to the other side, and re-sigh, and re-melt. Let go of the butt cheeks, the legs, just let everything get super heavy. All right, we're gonna come back to center, bring the feet back up underneath you. In a parallel, and here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna take that same idea of the double knees, but we're gonna make it a gentle movement. So, as you can tell, I'm feeling very modern dancey today. All right, you're gonna slowly take, so from a more parallel, so you can kind of control the knees better. Arms are gonna be out. You're gonna let the knees go to one side. And then feel that pelvis come back to center and let the knees follow. And then you go to the second side. And then you kind of like a sequential, you feel the pelvis come into the mat, followed by the knees centering, right? So you're gonna flop them, but then you're gonna use your core to bring the pelvis to center. Knees over, and then activate to center the pelvis. So it's just a different way to feel control, knowing that the pelvis is your powerhouse and your base for everything. So now you're just going to do that on your own a couple more times. Feel what it feels like to have the pelvis arrive before the knees arrive. Good. Now, as you go to one side, I'm going to have you stay there and look in the opposite direction. Then have everything come back to center, pelvis first, then knees and nose. Now do the other side. Knees one way, nose the opposite. Take a breath. Let the pelvis, knees, and nose come to center. Now continue on, alternating, arriving center. Opposites, arrive to center. Opposites, pelvis, arrive to center. One more. And arrive to center. Good. Hey, team. All right, let's see here. Just come back into center here. Let's take a rock around your pelvic clock. And then reverse. Hold a 6 o'clock for a moment and just let that continue to stretch. Then while you're in your 6, add a little baby rock. So you're basically, because you're stretching your lumbar right now, pubic bone's way up, and as you do a little baby rock of the pelvis, you're just going to get into the little side of the back of the waist there. Good. And back to center. All right, let's come on over to sideline. I'm just going to do a little bit to wake up. All right, let's bring the knees in front. Arm above and the head relaxed on the arm. Center up that pelvis so you can do a little 12, 6 and 12 here just to check where your neutral is in sideline. All right, with the knees in front of the pelvis, we're going to do some Big Daddy clamshells. Not very many. Just want to wake things up. Keep the pelvis steady. All right, then little baby clamshells. Feet stay connected, knee still lifts. Rotate. Keep breathing. Watch out for any neck tension. Let it go. Good. Now, lift that top foot and put it down behind the bottom leg. Shoot out that other leg right underneath you. Flex the heel and keep this knee super straight as you lift and lower the bottom leg now. Good. Now, bring both legs back together, stacked, and underneath and back to the side line of your pelvis. Activate a little core here. We're going to do a lateral lift of the top leg. Good. Now, take that top leg behind you and the bottom leg in front of you and kind of do a little side split here, if you will. So the back leg might not go to straight. You can keep that back knee a little bent and just let that thigh release toward the floor back there as you take the top hand and reach on the diagonal. So you're going to be in a spiral stretch of the spine now. Big breath in, big sigh out. Let that back leg really relax. You're also getting a stretch on your IT band, side of your pelvis, outer hip. Good. Gently bring all of that back to where we started. Give it some love and rubbing and petting, won't you? Good juju, happy hippies. All right, then we'll ease it up and do that again. The other side. All right, so the knees back in front of the pelvis. To begin, do a quick check on the little 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Make sure you can stay activated here. And on to Big Daddy Clamshell. Keeping the pelvis nice and steady. And little baby clamshell, feet connected. Keep breathing, easy on the neck. Alright, then place that top foot back, stretch out the bottom leg. Underneath, flex that heel, extra straight knee, and lift and lower the bottom leg. And bring both legs back together and bring the pelvis back to side lying. Give it a quick check here. All right, now lateral side of the top leg comes up and down. Right, now let's take the top leg back, wiggle the feet back of the top leg, wiggle the feet forward on the bottom leg, so kind of in a little side split. The knees can be bent, come back to the side of the pelvis as best you can. With that back thigh behind you, allow the leg to relax toward the floor. It's going to get you a nice stretch right where we worked. IT band, side of the pelvis, side of the waist. Then take the top hand on the front diagonal and enjoy a little spiral in the spine stretch. Take some breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Relax everywhere you can here. Good. And slowly bring all of that back to where we started and give this hip some loving and rubbing and petting. All right, on to our bellies. And let's just do our little basic here. We're going to take the hands next to the girls. You're going to leave the legs down and the floor down. Don't lift them up. And take a little 6 o'clock. Push your pubic bone down into the mat. When you do that, you activate the butt cheeks and help support and protect your lumbar when we go into extension work. All right, hands next to the girls. You're looking down at the mat. You're going to draw the elbows down towards your ribs and feel the shoulder blades take a slide into your back pockets. And you're going to come down and try that again. 6 o'clock of the pelvis. Exhale. Press the elbows down, shoulder blades slide, and you come up a little in extension right through the bra strap. Looking at the mat, long neck. And then one more prep, and then we're going to stay there. 6 o'clock, push your pubic bone down, slide the elbows, shoulder blades, and come into a little baby extension. Now, take a moment and activate a lot of your core around your center, belly button in and up. As you exhale, hover the hands here for a moment, and just breathe. Elbows are down, you're in a little extension right in the mid-back. Push that pubic bone down some more so your lumbar is safe. Lots of core. Back cheeks are fired. You're breathing. And then we're going to come down, hands down, and do it again. So we have a 6 o'clock. We have a shoulder, elbow slide downward into a little extension. Keep your lumbar really long here. As you exhale, cinch in some more core. Hover the hands and just breathe. You're looking at the mat, so your neck is long, your lumbar is long, your mid-back is fired. Breathing, trusting, enjoying the best we can. Sing if you have to. All right, hands down. Come back into the center, into the mat. Let's do it again. 6 o'clock. Slide the elbows, slide the shoulder blades. Hover. Cinch in some more core here and push that pubic down some more. As you hover the hands, take a breath. Lengthen that low back. Even if you have to come down a little bit in your upper body, that's fine. We want good form, not extremes. And release. All right, very good. Rest your forehead on your hands and bring your knees underneath you. Bend those knees, flex the heels. And again, think about that pubic bone coming down into the mat. Sometimes I have to walk my thighs back a little bit to lengthen the front of my hips into the floor. Great. And then once that pubic bone is down, alternate little baby thigh lifts for the back of the pelvis, the back of the hip, back of the leg. And if they keep wanting to flare apart, bring the thighs back together. Good. Now lengthen the arms above, lengthen the legs below. Take a little 6 o'clock here, even though the legs are straight. Push the pubic bone down. You're going to reach up and out with one arm and the opposite leg. Now you're going to keep the elbows and knees straight and then lower down. Add a 6. Exhale, lift and lengthen. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and come down. Keep lifting up that pubic bone. Belly button pushing down the pubic bone. As you alternate your opposites now, you want to think about lengthening out, not just going up, but growing longer through the spine. Now I'm going to have you add just a little baby lift of the chest. As you lengthen, lift just a little. Now, don't go too high. Keep adding your 6 back in. If you feel anything in your low back, just keep everything a little lower. Lift the chest a little bit if you want. If it's all feeling okay, and if it's not, take the chest back out and keep the leg a little lower. Good. And come in. Bring the elbows underneath you. Take it just a little lengthening lift. And then keep scooting up. Lift that pelvis up and scoot back into your child's pose. Hang out here for a moment and breathe. While you're here, go ahead and stretch those fingers, hyperextend those digits, and then curl them up as fists, spread them out. Curl them up and spread them out. Stretch the hands as hard as you can so that they really open. That fascia in the base of the hand needs to be stretched regularly. And maybe it might just feel good to hold the stretch and the hyperextension for a moment. Hold that. Good. Then we'll come on up and come on to all fours for a moment. Continuing with that stretch for the hands. Let's do the forearms. So once you're here, you're going to turn the hand fingers out and then towards you. Place that palm and then the other side. Hold there, let your forearms stretch. Breathe. Good, then slowly peel that one up and turn it back. Slowly peel the other one up and turn it back. Very good. We're going to take our toes into a tuck and we're going to go into a downward dog. But remember, our Pilates version is that we feel a big, strong arm around our waist, lifting up from the core. All right, so as you do, exhale, pull in your core to lift up, to sit into the heels for a moment, round the feet and the hands into the earth, rounding, rounding, rounding. And lengthen out over the hands and slowly bring the knees down. Extra core. Take a breath. Cinch in that waist to lift up. Sit back. Enjoy the stretch and grounding energy. And lengthen out over the hands as you slowly bring the knees. How slow can you go? Oh yeah. Let's try it again. Exhale. Use the core to lift the pelvis up. Sit back. Enjoy the stretch and breathe. Lengthen out over the hands and slowly. How slow can you go? How slow can you go? Oh yeah. And down. Good. Let's go ahead. Since we kind of started late, I'm going to run a full hour. So if you need to go, I understand, but I'm going to add a few more minutes here past the hour. Let's go ahead and come into your lunge stretch. And if your palms are tired, you can always go to your fists. Take a breath here. The front of the hips lengthen. Good. Easy sit back, unwalk that foot. Take the other one on a stroll. Walk the hands up. Lift the head. Release the front of that hip toward the floor. You're letting go of all the tension that you can, mind over body. Ease that back. And we'll tuck the toes, come through our squat. Toes, knees straight ahead. Little stretch here for the calves again. And bottoms up, hang upside down, nod yes. And no. Big sigh. Soften the knees as you slowly walk up the thighs. You're rounding to step. Head's the last thing to come up. Put the girls back where they belong. Give a little kick, and we will finish up, everybody. Woo! All right. I want to do one more back to the mid-back. Just trying to open up that mid-spine. We're going to reach up, and you're just going to take a little circle as if from here to here is an axis, from your sternum to your mid-back, and you're just going to take a little circle one way, and then reverse. And now if you really want to, see if you can take your pelvis around and reverse. I know you might hear some crackles in there. And then back down. Good, good, good. All right, shoulder roll, kick that back out. Woo! All right, let's finish up. Let's inhale and receive so much goodness, so much spiritual help and peace and calming and guidance and protection in this new year. Lots of joy, following our hearts and following the guidance given. Inhale, and as you exhale, just kind of flick away, toss away anything that you just feel might still be in the way. You can just flick it, let it go. It's okay to let go of whatever's not working for you, and just trust that good is going to come in place of it. And then let's do it again. Inhale all the goodness we can possibly receive for this new year. Let go of what doesn't work anymore. Trust the higher order to everything. Let's take a moment and do a little quick rotation swing. Swing and plop. I did this right before I left, and there was something really sweet about it. So now, keeping that idea, I'm going to have you center up, steady the pelvis, turn your palms up, and we're going to keep swiveling as you slowly raise the arms up. Take that breath. Receive all that goodness. Anything that, think of something that you really want to, just maybe just one word for the year or something. Something good that you want to embrace for the year. And then just slowly bring that back down. Good. And then give yourself a hug. Pat yourself on the back. We did it. We got through another year. We're still here. We're still standing. And we're still doing Pilates. There's just nothing better. Nothing better. You got good bodies. You got great hearts. Take good care of all of it best you can. Thanks for being here with me, baby. Everybody.